Peace, 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 peace. How we doing? How we doing? Peace. Peace, peace, peace. In the now of the one, I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for being you. Gratitude in the now. Here we are back again like we never left because we never really do. We always in the now, aren't we? Let's get right. Peace, peace, peace. Gratitude for everybody. Gratitude for everybody. Yeah? Hell yeah. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's breathe. Let's give ourselves some grace here. Let's give ourselves some grace. Let's give ourselves some grace in this, There's a lot going on. Today was a very powerful day. Peace, Eli. Peace. Yeah, today was a powerful day, as every day seems to be. There's always another shift to be had, more energies to integrate, more healing to be done, all that good stuff. But I wanted to talk about the brilliance of our brain, so to speak, and how, scientists, we already talked about this, but it's the same shit. How scientists uncovered that our brains work kind of like holograms. And we talked about this, but it's just so fire of a concept. And we can also talk about other things as well, so you guys can write in the chat what it is that you'd like to discuss. But in watching the holographic universe, right, they did experiments, and the conclusion of those experiments were breathtaking, and it should be breathtaking to any human being that understands what's being said. We always need our daily reminder to actualize our power. Indeed, I think we definitely, that's a daily thing that we need for sure. Hold on 1 second, guys. One second. Mathematically construct hard reality. Mathematically construct hard reality with input from a frequency domain. I had to say that slow because I really had to let that come into my head. It's said that our brain is a sort of hologram. So pretend this holographic brain is downloading from the infinite possibilities or wave potentials within infinity, pulling them in, broadcasting them out into what you see as a physical experience. Listen to me. That's fucking nuts. That implies that life, the world, reality, the universe, me, in the most literal way, lives in your mind. In the most literal way. Right? So, effectively, you are the child of God. You are the son, the daughter, whatever. You are that one. You are the one downloading, so to speak, from the ethers, from the universe, from the non-physical. So you are effectively lost in the pictures of your own mind. You are running pictures of your own mind. You are running around in your own creation. You are running around in your own creation. There's nowhere that you really go, though, because listen to this. Listen. What this information is saying is that you're traveling through your mind. What this information is saying is that you're traveling through your mind. TikTok is playing around. Playing around. Let's go. Here we go. This is why they listen. I know, because TikTok. But here we go. I hope I'm back. Sure, I think I'm back. Listen. An image. Listen. This is why they tell you meditation is so important. Because when you're meditating, you're shutting down the senses. The senses are only decoding the infinity or the infinite wave potentials within the ethers. That's what the senses are doing. The senses are decoding that into what you see. That's why you got to go within. Boom, I got to get up out of there. I'm always confused when I'm in the outer world because what it really is a picture, a motion picture or a movie that has been downloaded from infinity to be experienced. Listen, this is why they tell you to go within as much as possible. The more you go within yourself, the more you start to hear the voice of that being who's the projectionist, of that being who's of the one. Listen to me. Right? Look. Listen. As you close your eyes, bam, go within, boom. You hear things, you're sensing things, but to me, the most powerful sense of separation in regards to the senses are the eyes. Because you see over there, you see all the way down the street, you see the moon all the way over there. So when you close those eyes and you go into that darkness, it really helps you shut down that perception of separation when it comes to the eyes. Then you begin to sense and feel even deeper beyond what the eyes were conveying to you. Because the eyes only tell you of separation. That's over there, that's over there, that's over there, that's over there, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, the ears do that as well, and the fact that you could reach out and touch something. But the eyes, to me, are the most powerful sense of separation that we have. So when you cut the eyes down, when you shut the eyes off, and you go within, that's when you start to. You can't quite put your finger on it, right? But you start to sense and feel the ties that bind you to shit. You're like, no, wait a minute. I can't quite articulate it, but I feel as if I'm connected to everything that I thought was over there. Is it really over there? Science is starting to realize more and more what the spiritualists have been saying for thousands of years. That the mind is quite literally a downloading mechanism that's downloading images that are then being projected what we see as out there. So it's always been you. The son of God, the daughter of God, whatever you want to call it, it's always been you. You've been the projectionist. You've been the projector of life. You're the projector screen, and you're also what's been projected. The complexities of that in which you're projecting are only complex because of the way that you're engaging in it. Let me say it again. The complexity in which you've projected outwardly into a world is only as complex as you're making it to be, because you're engaging with it as if it's separate from you, because your senses are dictating that it is. So you're interacting with mom, brother, cat, tree, dog, star, moon, as if it's other, as if it has a separate existence from you. But what did I just tell you? That it's a projection of your consciousness in the most literal way. Yeah. So this begs the question, whose reality are we constantly downloading every day? Right? Because we've downloaded a particular reality that we all agree upon. Like we all see, oh, the chair there, stars, earth, okay, universe, boo, we agree on that. But within that, there are uploads, right? That get projected to you every day. I'm included in that. I'm not different than the other beings in the matrix. The only thing that I'm different in is that it's a feel-good program. It's still a program. So me speaking to you right now, I'm programming you. It's just a program you resonate with. Does it make sense? It's still a program though. So I'm telling you a particular thing. You're envisioning it with your mind. Right now, you're envisioning it. Could this be? Is this possible? You're going to your mind. You're imagining if it could be. So I'm quite literally programming you with a particular set of beliefs. Now, it's up to your discernment to say, this is what makes sense to me and this doesn't. Usually, we're not taught to do that. We're taught to ingest information as if it's the gospel. The gospel. We're taught to ingest information and take it at face value. I'm feeling well in the now of the one. I appreciate you for asking. Thank you for being. Right? Here we go, right? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Shit. Okay, so everything that you see as a thing truly exists as a wave of possibilities of what the thing could be. But it is only when the observer actually observes that quote unquote wave of possibility pops into space and time as the chair, as me, as the world that you see. So it takes the conscious observer to make anything. Oh my fucking God. You have to allow this knowing to dawn on you. Once you allow that to dawn on you, you will free yourself. But it's a fearful thought, because in this thought, you are alone in this reality. It is literally in your mind. It's inverted. It only seems to be out there because the holographic vision that you're projecting makes it so real that when you're interacting with it, your senses lock it in. So your senses are locking in the infinite potentials of what your senses could see. They're locking it in time. So you see a chair, you see me, you see the wall. But what your senses aren't allowing you to see is those quantum moments when these so-called objects are actually popping in and out of existence, because they always are, at breakneck speeds in which the eyes can't perceive. I hope this is dawning on you. There are quantum events that are happening all around us. There are quantum events that are happening all around us. What does that mean? That means that on a quantum level, things that seem to be things, everything that seems to be a thing is made of atoms. And they say that the way that atoms behave can't be regarded as material because they continue to pop in and out of existence. And every time they pop into existence, they are of a new beingness because of on the surface level, you're not able to see that quantum engagement. You see me standing, and you see this, you see that on the surface. Yeah. But if you can see me for my true form, it would be an energetic form that constantly pops in and out of existence. Your eyes slow it down. It slows the vibration. It slows the vibration that's moving like this. It slows it down into this. Now, right? If you're downloading infinite potentials of what life could be, and there are other beings within this particular realm that you built, you're the one, it's your mind. Trump, me, Trump, me. Name something, name someone, name something, name someone. It's in your mind. You are collapsing the wave function to make physicality what it is. Am I a part of physicality? Can someone tell me if I'm a part of the physical world the way that I'm showing up for you? If you see me on the phone, would you imply that I'm a part of the physical world? Can someone tell me yes or no? Yes. Okay, there we go. The me that you see, would you imply that I'm a part of the physical world? Yeah, you can easily deduce that I'm a part of the physical world. So if I'm a part of the physical world, and I told you that everything within the physical world is a projection of your consciousness, what am I? Yeah. And what is Trump? And what is the Matrix? And what is the sun? And what is the trees? And what is the universe? It is quite literally a projection of your consciousness. And that's why I have to say including me. But that's from your perspective. See, this is the beauty of consciousness. That from your perspective, from the quantum crystal prism of your brain that downloads from infinity to have a sense perceivable holographic experience, from your perspective, you're God. You're the child of God. And from mine, the same. That's oneness. That's Christhood. That's the Buddha. That's the brilliance of reality, the real brilliance of reality. The real brilliance of reality. Now, we'd ask the questions, oh, what are we going to do? So what now? You tell me. You tell me. I could easily program you with a perspective from infinity of what I think the future is going to be. That's easy. Because I have an imagination just like you. But what do you imagine it to be? Right? Because you're the one. It has to be you doing it. It has to be you doing it. We're constantly coming on TikTok, trying to hear other people's imaginations and perspectives about what reality could possibly be. We run from going within to be the ones that are actually pulling from infinity to make it what it is. We want to hear everybody else's. What do you think it's going to be? You're the reason for it in the first place. And the more you... I think the lives and everything within TikTok has been very, very wacky right now. So we got to just bear with it. It seems like when they took it out, something weird occurred. I ain't tripping though. If y'all want to donate, y'all can hit the Cash App. If not, just listen. I'm good. We good. Listen. This shit is, yeah. This is my mind. You hear me? Yeah, here we go. Listen. So don't fret. Why are you tripping? The reason why you're tripping is because you believe that you're stuck here. What I need you to understand is that you sent yourself here to experience this potential within the infinite potentials. If there's infinite potentials of what reality could possibly be, it stands to reason that there's one potential where God wanted to cut itself off from its own knowledge. It wanted to forget. It wanted to play the game of separation. It didn't want to be whole in one. It wanted to experience separation. And you're here, God, experiencing that one potential right now. You're just playing it out. That was the cycles of karma. That was the cycles of life. That was the cycles of human being. That was the cycle of the soul, the cycle of spirits, war, famine, peace, joy, hatred, jealousy, ego, rage, all of those. And God was playing every single role. How could he not? Or she not? How could it not? How could it be any other way? How could there be any other being besides God? There would be something other than God if that's the case. This is the brilliance of reality. And now you are uncovering that within yourself because you are that very being that forgot. You are that very being that decided to come here. You are Q. I don't know if you guys see it. Star Trek. We are the Q collective. If you've ever watched Star Trek. We are Q. If you've watched Star Trek, Q was a quantum being. He was just, he didn't care. He pop in, what's up? What y'all got going on? Oh, I want to challenge you today. I'm going to take your starship light years away into some war. Let me see. Quantum. That's who we are at our base level. But we keep thinking in terms of the physical reality that we're projecting outwardly, in terms of the body, in terms of work, in terms of the wars, in terms of the stories that the human beings are telling. But the stories that the human beings are telling are usually not empowering. Each human being is a God in themselves, a universe within themselves. But every time they spring this reality forth, they get lost in it. A dream within a dream. A thought within a thought. A movie within a movie. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. If the gifts work, I don't know. Somebody's saying when the gifts don't work. I was a bright light looking down on myself in an operating room. I'm sure you were going to say. I can imagine. Yes, we have more power than we give ourselves credit for in any given moment. And you see the program runs deep. The program runs deep even with me. The programming runs extremely deep because there's still things I'm looking around right now and I'm like, yeah, nah, this is not what it is. But I've put myself in particular situations to see if I'm going to be brave enough to break out of it, to be brave enough within my own mind to know that I'm living in my mind. I'm quite living in a projection of my mind in the most literal way. When I walk around in my reality, it's always going to be mirrors of my self-worth or lack thereof, everywhere. It's going to show me to see, hey, look, this is what you've been thinking. This is what you've been feeling. And not only that, those that we call the powers that are, those beings within the matrix, they quite literally can feel when an awakened God has risen their light. They know it. They feel it. They sense it. They're like, let me explain something to you. You are always being watched. Chill. You're always being watched. Yeah, you're being watched on the surface of the hologram by those within the hologram I'm being watched right now. But it's not about fear though. Why? Listen to me. Because you've already breached a new dimension, a dimension of thought. And in this dimension of thought, who has control? The one who knows that they're in a new dimension of thought. They're the ones that are in control. Listen, we've traded places with the beings that we think were the angels that were guiding us through our third dimensional reality. If you were reaching for a higher dimension and you believe that those beings existed in that other reality, if that's the case, then you swapped realities with them. Straight up. When I was 7, I knew we were being looked. But then it's not even just that though, right? Listen, right? Everybody's afraid of the government the government. There's shit looking in on your reality all the time. They're trying to see how you moving. But it's not on a fear-based. It's not a fear-based thing. Only if you make it fear-based. If you make it fear-based, that's when you start to fall back into fear. You start being, oh, no. No, you are heavily protected. Like, you are the experiment. You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. It's Twilight Zone shit. You are the experiment. They want to see how you're going to be stressed. You stressed at work? I got it. You stressed at this? You got it. Your relationship? Everything. Everything that's happening in your life is like God's experiment. God looking like, all right, let me see if they really going to act like they say they're going to act. You said you're godly. You said you're wise. Let me see if you're really going to be that while you're here. It's a game. And looking in on it, moving you around your life like a fucking piece on a chessboard. But you keep associating yourself as the piece. You're not associating yourself as the God. And that's when you get frustrated. You're like, man, my life, man, the money, I don't got what I need in my life, my girl, and tripping. I feel I need to meditate more to keep my mind off of petty things. If you feel you need to meditate more, you need to just do it, right? Let me explain something to you, right? I'm no different. We're all the same. We're one being. We're one being. Peep this game I got for you, right? Within the hologram. Your mind. It's a self-preoccupied being. So it's already occupied all the time. It's always trying to find something. That's how it works. It doesn't want to be still because it's a tool that has been misused for so long that it's on autopilot. You're always thinking, right? So your mind is always trying to find some shit to fixate on, right? Always. So you find whatever it is, whether it be entertainment, scrolling, even spiritual concepts and things like that. Your mind wants to engage with these things, but the beauty of engaging with spiritual concepts is that you start to realize, damn, my mind has been taking control of me. I need to, like you said, I need to meditate more, right? What do you fill your day with, brother? What do I fill my day with? I don't fill my day with anything. I flow. If anything, I can make sure I consume. If I'm doing something like consciously, I consume higher vibratory information, whether it be channeled messages. But I watch all types of shit. I'm balanced. I'm a multidimensional being. I be watching fights sometimes and all types of shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm multidimensional being. I'd be lying if I say I don't engage in certain things because that's a lie. But I'm gonna keep it real with you because I know I'm a multidimensional being. There be times I'll be on X and I'm watching fights. I like boxing. I like shit like I just like certain things. And the spiritual community is in pure judgment mode half of the time, not knowing we're in a fucking hologram. Huh? A hologram. I don't think people comprehend what the fuck that means because you're in it. Now, this is what the show was suggesting, right? That it's easy for us to comprehend what a hologram is when we're here. Like I'm here, right? Okay? And if I was to see a holographic machine that popped an apple out, it will be easier for me to conceive, okay, so there's a mechanism in this that the light, and then the light hits the mirror, and then there's an image in there that the light hits, and then it pops out a holographic apple. It's easy for me to conceive of that. It's harder for me to conceive of a hologram that I'm in. You getting it? When you're in the hologram, it's different than when you're looking at a hologram. So as you're in it, you're trying to comprehend the hologram, but you're in the hologram. So it's harder for you to get it. So that's why you have to have some type of teaching and grounded knowledge about, hey, how is this hologram working in this particular reality? Well, if you ask that question, you just have to ask the question, how do holograms that human beings make work? Because every technological advancement that human beings have come from the consciousness of the human being. So everything, the computers, the CPUs, everything, the memory storage and all that, DNA, everything is mirroring us. Yeah, so study how they make holograms, and then you'll be able to study how the brain acts like a hologram and relies on frequency domains, right? So here's an example, okay? They did an experiment where they took out portions of a rat's brain. They were trying to find where memory was stored in the brain, right? But they couldn't find it. The more that they took parts of the rat's brain out, the rat was still able to run the maze and find the cheese. So they were baffled. They were like, what? What's going on? They're like, what's going on? The scientists got confused. They're like, how's this working? So then that means that memory is not stored in the brain, and yet we still have the memory phenomenon. Like we know we can go to our mind and be like, oh, this happened yesterday or that. So what is that? They deduce that memory is not stored in the brain, but memory is in every single atom of the brain. It's all over the brain, right? It's kind of beyond the brain. It's acting like a hologram acts. That's what they deduce from this. They're like, it's more holographic than anything, and they're just continuously getting these downloads from these actual frequency domains. Right? And now imagine, now the human is, let's get it popping. What time is it? Let's get it popping. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Let's get it popping. We gonna rise today, aren't we? Let's get it popping. Come on, y'all. Hologram, I'm trying to tell you, this shit not what it seemed to be. It's not what it seemed to be. Here we go. Let's go to YouTube. I ain't show and prove. I don't even want to talk. Show and proof. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Only if you feel called to. Thank you. Here we go. Hugh and man, light and man. Indeed, let's get going. Watch this shit, man. Yeah. Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Shit is...
And it looks like this.
This shit crazy.
As did many other scientists. And the prevailing theory became that time can travel backwards.
Hold on. Let me get to the down to the nitty-gritty. The nitty-gritty.
Always constrained by what is ultimately coming up. We have fuzzy when you're not in and ask that question, being interviewed and existence.
In this case, the user in step 2 has to choose
dimensional world an illusion in the same sense that a hologram is an illusion? Perhaps. I'm inclined to think yes, that the three-dimensional world is a kind of illusion, and that the ultimate precise reality is the two-dimensional reality at the surface of the universe.
When we look at some of the modern scientific views of reality that have tried to get down to the nitty-gritty, we see that at its ultimate level, say in M theory or string theory, that reality is not solid, it's mostly empty space, and whatever solidity it has seems more to resemble a hologram picture rather than material, harsh, solid reality.
When you get down to the nitty-gritty is what he said, to the nitty-gritty of reality, we realize that reality is not material at all, right? That it's not harsh matter. There's something there, but it's not material, is what they're saying. So how can we be having this material experience? He's saying that it resembles more of a hologram than anything, but it gives the appearance and feel of real or reality to those inside it. Listen.
In short, quantum physics says that the physical universe we perceive as reality is created by collapsing the wave function from unlimited possibilities in the field into a hologram.
Quantum physics says that the physical universe we perceive as reality is created by collapsing the wave function from unlimited possibilities in the field into a hologram. Did you hear what the fuck they just said? Oh yeah, let's go.
But the holographic reality we see looks very real to us, even though it isn't real at all.
I'd be a fool not to realize it.
All right, and the beauty of this, let me show y'all. I'll show y'all. Fuck it. But they, no. The music. It's the music. This is Star Trek. And this is called The Holographic Universe Part 2. Please repeat. I got you. Here we go. Y'all ready? I know this shit is mind-blowing. Let's go.
We see unlimited is created, it says, physical universe. In short, quantum physics says that the physical universe we perceive as reality is created by collapsing the wave function from unlimited possibilities in the field into a hologram. But the holographic reality we see looks very real to us, even though it isn't real at all.
I'd be a
Heavy as fuck. Heavy as fuck. Why? What does it imply? What does it imply for real? It implies that you're the reason. When I be saying you're God, you're the one, you're the reason, you're the... No. I mean in the most literal way I can put it. I mean in the most literal way. And I'm dead. It's heavy because it shatters all the notions that we believed about reality, that things were happening to us. I have no power. I ain't shit. You are the complete opposite of that. You're the fucking reason that there's a life in the first place. You too busy lost in your creation, and this is what this is trying to tell you. You lost in your own shit. Let's go. This particular one that we're watching, I can't play it because the music and I'm going to get a strike, but I'm going to explain it to you. It's Star Trek. funny that it's Star Trek. It's Star Trek and Commander Riker is on the holodeck. In Star Trek, on their starships, they have a holodeck. Like the live, share the live. Please, like the live and share the live. They have a holodeck on the starship. The holodeck can create holograms using laser lights and photons. And within the hologram, everything in the hologram feels just as real life. The smells, the taste, the touch, everything feels real. The holograms can even kill you. Listen.
Creating the illusion that things are located where they are not is the quintessential feature of a hologram. This is because a hologram is a virtual image, an image that appears to be where it is not.
A hologram is a virtual image, an image that appears to be where it is not. There is nothing where we think it is. The senses are making you think there's something down there or right in front of you. But your senses have frozen the infinite possibilities into this one particular possibility. And here you are, tripping over jobs, tripping over money, tripping. Why? Because you built the world to completely forget so that the world can mirror back to you a remembrance pattern. But you don't see it as a remembrance pattern. You see it as mom, friend, girlfriend, brother, job, fight. You see it as that when it's not that at all. It's a motherfucking hologram. Including me. Especially me, because you're focused on me right now. So you're collapsing the wave function into this possibility of what you see as me. And I will be whatever you need me to be in the moment for you. That's what I am. For you. I'm kooky. He's amazing. He's brilliant. He ain't shit. It's up to you because it's your hologram, isn't it? Let's keep going.
It is relatively easy to understand it is not. It is relatively easy to understand this idea of holism in something that is external to us, like an apple in a hologram. What makes this difficult is that we are not looking at the hologram. We are part of the hologram. So says Michael Talbot in his book, The Holographic Universe. The conclusion to part one was that quantum physics is very clear. What we call reality is actually a holographic picture that only looks and feels real to us inside it. In the words of Albert Einstein, reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one.
The easy answer to the question as to whether reality itself is illusory and it's really all fuzzy and it's all just probabilities. The easy answer to that would be yes. So, if I were hurrying off to a meeting instead of being interviewed and somebody came up to me and pestered me on the street and asked that question, and I'd say, yes, that's basically right. But it's more complicated than that because it's only fuzzy when you're not interacting with it.
Whether or not.
If I was running off to a meeting, I'm going to repeat what he said. If I was running off to a meeting and I didn't have time and somebody was just like, hey, is reality an illusion? I would just say, yeah, because, I'm running off to a meeting. He said, is reality an illusion or is everything just fuzzy? He said, it would be more complicated than that because reality only is only fuzzy or it's only in wave form when you're not interacting with it. So when I'm looking at you right now, listen, as I'm looking at you, everything behind me is infinite potentials of what could be behind me until I look. And then when I look, it freezes back to what I thought. That's why I tell you there's no such thing as down the street. There's no such thing until you get there. And then when you get there, it's like they say action. I'm trying to tell you. There is no down the street until you get down the street. As you're thinking, you're creating possibilities of what could possibly be down the street. Hence the reason why you see synchronistic events. What are the synchronistic events? These are events in alignment with the knowing that there are things that are popping in and out of time and space for you to be perceiving. And it was you that was doing that. Listen to me. Listen to me. You are God. You are the one. You are the reason. You're the reason for it. Right? And this is why we talk and we have these conversations about manifestation, right? We just be talking about this stuff and not really digging deep in what it really means. Yeah? What the fuck do you think manifestation is? It's not hard as you, it's even easier than you thought. Because the physical reality is not physical at all. It's being downloaded from a frequency domain. So how do you create? You imagine. You're pulling from infinity what you'll experience, what you think is physical. But you're so enthralled in the physical sensations that you think you have to do physical things to make physical things come about. But the physical things come from a realm that's non-physical. Nothing that is physical has a physical basis. Is 5D also hologram? Yeah, of course. It's the ultimate of the hologram because everything's in its true state. This here is a hologram as well, but it's the most physical a hologram has ever been, or the most physical spirit has ever been. We can interchange the words, spirit, energy, right? Matter, physicality. You can make it spiritual if you'd like. You can make it scientific if you'd like. That consciousness doesn't give a fuck what you make it. It just wants you to get it. Remember, so I can infuse myself and finally imagine correctly. You out here living like human, money, all fear, all gut down, protect my body because it could die anytime. You don't remember, so you're moving like a human as opposed to moving like a God, the one that can download from infinity to make this what it is. But you're not moving like that. You moving like a straight human. I get the money. My check's coming next week. I can't wait. Who the fuck do you think you are? What do you think this is? They got you. But this is what I'll be trying to explain to y'all. That there are versions of ourselves within our own hologram that know this is a fucking hologram. You think they don't know this information? You think they don't know this? They don't have Netflix. They have libraries. They're not on that type. They know. They know this is psychological. They know. You ready? What the fuck are these humans paying attention to? Because if they're paying attention to something that's going to allow them to download new possibilities within this particular realm, that's going to fuck up our shit. Oh, they're paying attention to TikTok. Ban it. Don't even ban it. Ban it for a couple hours, but they're going to think it's going to be banned forever. They're going to get so fucking emotionally enthralled in the shit. We're going to create a completely new timeline for them. And how could that be so? It's easy for you if you understand this, because you realize that you're pulling from infinity what you'll experience. They know that too. So what they do is project particular realities that they want to manifest, fear-based, and they tell you this is what's going to happen. And you're like, it's about to happen, and you create it. This is why we say, get away from the news. This is why, like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Please like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Do the liking. We have 9,000 likes. Tap that screen, tap that screen, tap that screen. Let's get this out there to the people, man. Let's keep going.
We're just living in a big holodeck or not. It's a question that we don't necessarily have a good answer to. I think this is a big philosophical problem that we have to deal with in terms of what science can say about our world, because we are always the observer in science. So we are still always constrained by what is ultimately coming into the human brain.
We're always trying to figure out reality. We're always trying to make scientific experiments. Every single thing that the human being has done scientifically, spiritually, has always come from the human being. So it was always a biased perspective. It was always a human perspective. So what's a tree? Oh, a human named that. What's the sun? We made that what it is. What's the earth? That's what we said it is. What is it really? Everything we study comes from the human perspective. So we don't know what the fuck this is. And every time we try to study what reality is, reality acts as if it knows we're looking. Every time we go to study what reality is, reality itself acts as if it knows that it's being watched. It knows that it knows because it's conscious. It's you. It's your energy. You're playing hide and seek with yourself. Here I am. No, I'm not. Here I am. No, I'm not. Here I am. And the ultimate of all the hide and seek has become with us. You thinking you're a different being than me, when we're the reason that we're the reason for this shit in the first place. All of it. You and me. Especially us. We're the reason for the reality in the first place. We have to converse. If we don't converse, we'll continue to be lost in our own shit. So if we don't have these conversations and we ignore it every day by watching TV all day, you'll never figure it out. Watching the news all day, the next drama, the next thing. So it's up to us to converse because we're the ones interacting with an illusion. Listen to what the fuck I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm telling you. We're the psychos. We're the crazy ones. Why? Because we're the ones interacting with a hologram as if it's real. The crazy, the nut jobs that are in the nut ward, they're sane. They're sane. They're seeing the reality for what it really is, not real. We're the ones that are staying in line thinking everything real. The homeless person that's talking that crazy talk, he talking that sanity talk. He like, yo, you know this shit ain't really real. You don't get it yet because you have too many possessions. You've possessed too many things. You've possessed objects and people, belief systems and mindsets. And you think that they're real and you hold on to them every day and you live the same year or the same day for 50 years, 60 years. And then you die and you come back to earth to do it again. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. I'm going to do it again consciously. The next time I come back to this bitch, it's going to be he's back fully in the knowing. But I don't even have to do that because I'm back now. So the game's over. The game's over. The game's over. Feel me? The way that we were playing the game is a wrap. Here we go. Let's keep going.
Allows us to see and perceive the things that we do. So it is conceivable that all of this really is just a great illusion that we have no way of really getting outside of to see what is really out there.
But this idea that reality is an illusion is not a new concept. Hinduism, Buddhism, and Sikhism all talk about Maya, or life as an illusion. Mipam Rinpoche says that the real sky is knowing that samsara, the physical world, is merely an illusory display. The Kabbalah says that the first aspect of God is all that there really exists. All else is an illusion. And A Course in Miracles puts it this way: in any state apart from heaven, life is illusion. Outside of heaven, only the conflict of illusion stands, senseless, impossible, and beyond all reason. Illusions are but forms. Their content is never true.
I think this is my bad. Now let me break that down, especially that last one with the Course in Miracles. Let me break that down for you really quickly. The last part, illusions are but forms. Their content is never true. What this means is what we've been displaying ourselves as. The being that you see in front of you, that's the illusion. The way that I'm showing up for you is only in front of you because your senses, like I said, are freezing your energy and time as me. So the contents of who I believe I am, that's the illusion. Who I really am is the energetic, infinite being, right? That's playing every role. But the roles are illusions. It's only that one being doing it. You, me, this, consciousness. Is that about that? Listen.
Has done is first scientifically confirmed what many other people have said about reality being an illusion, and secondly, discovered what reality actually is: a holographic picture that only looks and feels real to those inside it. You could actually call this physical reality we live in a holographic 3D total immersion movie.
A holographic 3D total immersion movie. Why do they call it that? It's because we're totally... This is the movie. Do you hear what I'm trying to explain to you, my favorite actors? This is the movie. You keep turning on Netflix, running from the actual fucking movie you're in. God is playing every fucking role. But you keep running from that voice that keeps trying to tell you this shit is the movie. I'm trying to tell you this is the movie. But they got you watching Netflix. They got your attention focused on a movie within a movie. But you can't see it. But you can feel it. That's why you like, why does life feel this way? Why does everything seem so calculated? Even with the governments, even with my life, even with my relationships. I just know it's about to happen. I already know. How? And then we're all playing a role. I am not MoonManT. That is a fucking character that I created. Out of everything that I've been through, my meditations, my pain, my fear, my doubt, my love, my joy, my confidence. All of that is a creation. But the true me exists far beyond that story. This is just the story that I'm playing out within this 3D total immersion movie that we're all in. So what role are you playing within this movie? Oh, but it is just a role regardless. Even if you see me as he's the enlightened one, I was supposed to play the role of being the first one. And yet we're all that. Listen to what I'm telling you. When we take off our garments and the role drops, just like the actors in the movie. I'm not that person in the movie. I was just playing that role. But when I talk, this is how these actors are. This is how they have to live their life. They play the role so perfectly that even when the role's done and they go out into their real life, everybody calls the name of the actor that they were, or the character. Because they played the role so good, and that's all you know them as. Look at yourself as the same thing. Look at me as the same thing. Look at your mom as the same thing. Your friend, the acquaintance, your lover. It's all the same exact shit. They're playing these particular roles in this lifetime. They've locked themselves so deeply into the role that when they think about who they are, they say their name. They say their job. They say the things that they've done within this particular lifetime, and yet they are thousands and thousands and billions and millions of years old. They only think that they're 25. They only think that they're 50 or 60. They only think that they're that. Because they are playing their role. And they are doing it Oscar worthy. And this is why I told you, you are being watched all the fucking time. Because there are extra and interdimensional beings that exist all around you that are watching the movie of life. That are looking in on the movie of Earth. They're like, oh, this is a good one. This is the movie when God completely forgot, right? So this is the extraterrestrials sitting around like, all right, so this is the one where consciousness chose this particular possibility. And this possibility, God forgot itself completely, split itself on some crazy shit. God was wilding with this one. He made himself she made themselves completely physical this time, right? And then separated itself. This is that one. Let's watch.